New York Yankee baseball, and today the Yankees meet the Boston Red Sox, and this Yankee baseball broadcast is brought to you direct from Yankee Stadium by courtesy of P. Ballantyne and Sons, the brewers of Ballantyne beer. Ballantyne's got the flavor that says, "Hey friend, do it again, Ballantyne beer." Today's Ballantyne, big and bright, crisp and light. Today's Ballantyne beer is the greatest ever. And by courtesy of the Tidewater Oil Company and your neighborhood Flying Ace service station dealers. Professional car worriers who worry the trouble right out of your car. Only time they don't worry is when they're pumping new hydrogen-treated Flying A gasoline. It's already been worried to perfection. At Flying A, when it comes to your car, ooh, do we worry. Hi, everybody. This is Joe Garagiola welcoming you to New York Yankee baseball. Phil Rizzuto and I are on deck here, radio side. Jerry Coleman, Red Barber, TV side. And we're ready to bring you all the action of this afternoon's game between the Boston Red Sox and the New York Yankees. A delightful day here, a good crowd on hand, plenty of the youngsters on hand. And whenever you got the youngsters in the ballpark, the old ballpark just seems to generate and be alive. And with every swing of the bat, it seems like the youngsters just let out a roar, and it's just a great sound. Fisher against Boughton. And talking about a youngster, here he is, little birthday kid himself. Ready with the lineup, Mr. Phil Rizzuto.
I wish you hadn't mentioned that, Joe, about my birthday.
Why, Phil?
Well, you remember yesterday I had that extra bounce in that old zip?
Uh-huh.
Today's my birthday and I lost it.
How could you lose it at 39?
Thank you very much, but it's amazing what a birthday can do. Yesterday I was all full of pep and vinegar, and now today, realizing how old I am and how I've wasted my life. Do you realize?
No, you haven't, Phil.
Yes, I have. All I've done all my life is play games. Baseball, football, basketball. This winter, I'm going to have a soul-searching interview with myself.
Hey, listen, why don't you get it on film? Some television series that'll make.
I know it would be. I'm going in politics or smash a few atoms or something. You can't go on playing all your life, Joe. I mean, it's ridiculous, a grown man playing baseball at my age. But anyway, happy birthday. Oh, no, that's my birthday. That's right. Here are the lineups. Reggie Smith leads off in center field. Well, you should have never mentioned him. I'm trying to forget it. Joe Foy is at third base, batting second. In left field, batting third, Carl Yastrzemski. Tony Conigliaro in right field, batting cleanup. At first base, batting fifth, George Scott. Rico Petrocelli will be the shortstop, batting sixth. At second base, batting seventh, Mike Andrews. Bob Tillman doing the catching and batting eighth, and Hank Fisher pitching and batting ninth. For the Yankees, it'll be Mike Hegan leading off and playing first base. Bobby Richardson will be at second base and batting second, and this will be the last chance to see Bobby Richardson here at Yankee Stadium in a Yankee uniform. Bobby Mercer will be the shortstop, batting third. In center field, hitting cleanup, Joe Pepitone. In left field, batting fifth, Tommy Tresh. Have I got that right? Right. Whitaker, Steve Whitaker in right field, hitting in the sixth position. Bill Bryan doing the catching and batting seventh. Clete Boyer hitting in the eighth position at third base. And pitching and batting ninth, Jim Boughton. You got the umpires, Joe?
They're out there, Phil. I see them.
Oh, you're right. There they are. In their positions, as the Yankees take the field, is Jim Honeychuk calling balls and strikes. Johnny Rice at first base, Jerry Newdecker at second base, and Jim Odom at third base. So this is it. And this is always a nostalgic moment. The last game of the season at Yankee Stadium. A lot of times you look forward to the last game of the season, and this is one year I look forward to the last game of this season, but then you're anxious for spring training next year. Right now, we'll have our national anthem. This is New York Yankee baseball. Let's pause for station identification.
An exclusive Weiss-Farbstein debate on radio tomorrow night at 8:10. This is WCBS and WCBS-FM, New York.
Well, as Joe told you, it is a beautiful day. Jim Bouton is out on the mound, ready to start his warm-up tosses. And ready now to bring you the start of the ball game, or just in a very few seconds. And Joe Garagiola was very nice. He gave me my first two-wheeler. I've been riding three-wheeler bicycles up till this year, and I finally got a two-wheeler bike. Thanks, Joe.
Where do you come up with them?
Of course, I'm in a very unusual mood today.
You are. It's almost like you took pep pills and didn't swallow them or something. You're very energetic and very philosophical today.
And I'm not usually that way, as you know.
No, you want to talk about anything else?
No, not right now. We'll wait a little while. Might get some of this out of my system.
Well, it's your birthday, and fella's entitled to all kinds of liberties when it's his birthday.
Good. Very good.
Jim Bob. All right, go ahead, Phil. It's your birthday.
No.
I'll just say ball one, strike one, out. Go ahead.
And I'll do all the color in between.
Yeah,
Right?
do whatever you
No.
want. It's your birthday.
No. Go ahead, Joe.
No, go ahead. It's your birthday.
I was just going to say that the Yankees, by winning yesterday, are getting a little closer to getting out of the cellar. And that'll make everybody's year just that much easier. It's going to be bad enough. Anytime the Yankees don't win the pennant, you get a razzing. Even when they win the pennant, lose the World Series, guys are on you all winter. But at least, if we can stay out of the cellar, it won't be as bad a year this winter as it would be. And that's the last thing I'm saying until you ask me to speak. It's all yours, Joe.
Here's the first pitch of the game. It's high for ball one, and that, my friends, was Phil Rizzuto.
You had to tell everybody?
They may not recognize those tender tonsils. Bouton delivers inside. It's ball two. Reggie Smith. They were kidding him before the game, said Reggie Smith sounds like a polo plane dropout. They're really getting on this youngster. He's a fine-looking ball player. Swings and hits a fly ball to center field. Pepitone is going back. He's waiting. He's there. Makes the catch right in front of the monuments. Smith is out. And here is Joe Foy. The lineup that the Red Sox started yesterday, which is the same lineup except that Tillman is catching today, Ryan yesterday. Average age of 23. Yastrzemski at 27 is the old man. Joe Foy is the hitter. Bouton delivers. It's a strike. Jim Honachek behind the plate. One out. Nobody on. Bouton against Hank Fisher. On the screen. Two strikes. Bobby Richardson at second base. Many fans who are here today. This will be the last time that Bobby will be in that Yankee uniform, that home uniform. Two-strike pitch outside, and it's ball one. St. Louis, nothing, in Philadelphia, nothing in the first inning. The only other score that we have in the National League. Here's a line drive, base hit, left field. Coming over fast is Tresh, cuts it off. Foy will be held to a long single. White Sox lead Washington 4-3 in the second inning. Pittsburgh and Atlanta, Los Angeles and Chicago single games. Here is Yastrzemski. 279. Left-handed batter. Joe Foy is the base runner at first. Bouton delivers. A strike. Quick throw to first base, but Joe Foy is back easily. Hegan, the first baseman. Richardson's at second. Mercer's is short and Boyer's at third. 1 strike the count. Yastrzemski the hitter. Time is called now. Just as Yastrzemski went back, he tipped Bryan's glove, so he backed out. Now he's back in. Foy lead. Inside, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Yastrzemski. Jim Mountain against Hank Fisher. Ball game just getting started. If you're in the neighborhood, come on over. Swung on, a fly ball, deep left field. Tresh flips the glasses, still going back, still going. He's there, makes the catch. Once again, Tresh battling the sun all the way. It's a good day as far as the help from the clouds, but it's a bright sun shining. And Tresh had to battle that sun to come up with the ball hit by Yastrzemski. So there are 2 outs, and here is Conigliaro. Lead by Foy. It's a strike. Tony C. You know, you've heard us talk about this youngster, and I guess I shouldn't say this, but I am. And that's how you get in trouble. Outside, 1-1. You hear so much about Conigliaro, I mean, up in Boston when they were booing him, and he's this kind of a kid, and he's that kind of a kid. Today, before the game, there were 3 youngsters out here who got big problems. Let me just leave it like that. 1-1 pitch is swung and fouled out of play. And many of the Yankee players went over to visit these youngsters. It was Elston Howard, Tresh, Mercer, Bobby Richardson, Pepitone, Mantle, all went over there. I was mentioning it at the batting cage, and next thing I know, Conigliaro had walked around me and was over there talking to those kids. No fanfare, no nothing. Curveball outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Quick throw to first, Foy is back. The only point of that is that this goes on many, many times during the baseball season, but unfortunately, fellows like us do not report it. Nobody writes it, and only the people involved know about it. 2-2 pitches, swung and pulled foul. Swung on and hit deep to left field. But I tell you, if he gets a little bit of a scrape or something, it's headlines. And if he happens to say something like the fans are this or the fans are that, wow, reams and reams and words pour out. So I can't help but report this, what he did today for these kids. 2-2 pitch is inside. 3-2.
It's the old story, Joe. The nice things don't make the headlines. All the good things you do.
That's about it, Phil. Nobody asked him to go over there. He just went on his own. He had heard me just mentioning it. There goes Foy, and here's the pitch. It's swung on, and it's a fly ball, right center field. Whitaker is coming in. He's waiting. He's there. Conigliaro flies out to Whitaker. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left. The score at the end of a half inning. It's the Red Sox, nothing. The Yankees coming to bat.
Hey, friend, do it again. Valentine beer. Hey, friend, do it again. Valentine beer. Good to start with Valentine. Good to stay with Valentine. The flavor's great at the 3-ring sign. Valentine's got the flavor that says, hey friend, do it again. Valentine, Valentine beer.
How long since you've had a Valentine? Today's Valentine beer. Big and bright, crisp and light. Today's Valentine is the greatest ever.
Hey friend, do it again. Valentine, Valentine beer.
And get this, friend, Valentine Draft Beer is now available in bottles and cans. Valentine Draft, that's the one. The draft beer flavor that really rings true.
Leading off for the Yankees, number 34, Mike Eager. First base, number 34.
Here is Mike Egan to lead it off. Frank Cressetti talking to Jim Honachek. Now along the third baseline. Infield has George Scott at first base. Andrews the second baseman. Petroselli's is short. And Foy's at third. Phil, if a ball player came up to you and said you definitely got big league vines, what would you say? Because I'm confused. A fellow said that to me, and I said, "No, what do you mean?"
I don't know. Maybe poison ivy or something. Or
I have my hat on, so I knew he wasn't talking about my hair. George Scott said to me, he said, "You got big league vines." I said, "What is that?" He said, clothes, vines. I never heard that expression.
Heard that.
Said, when I took my hat off, he said I got the bad moss. I'm telling you, he is really something. Here is Mike Egan as Fisher delivers. Curveball outside. You know, he's the one who talks about heat in the kitchen, a good fastball, high heat. And I said to him, how about that Bonson? I said, has he got good heat? He said, he's got great heat in anybody's kitchen. I'm telling you, he is something. 1-0 pitch by Fisher. Swung on and missed, and it's 1-1. I picked up his bat before the game. Man, he swings a wagon tongue. Great big heavy thing. Said when he hits it on the fat part, gone. Downtown. Low 2-1. Good crowd on hand here. You don't have any plans for the afternoon, you're riding around, why don't you come on by? This is it. Last day of the season here at Yankee Stadium. Fisher with the 2-1 pitch. Fouls it back, Egan does. He's 2 balls and 2 strikes. White Sox 4, Washington 3 in the second. St. Louis nothing, Philadelphia nothing in the second. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's a pitch. Swung on and missed, and Egan is out on strikes. Here is Bobby Richardson. The White Sox got a home run from Buford in the second inning with 1 man on, and King hit one in the first with 1 on for Washington. It's 4-3 at the end of 2. Fisher delivers. A strike. Joe Foy moves in close at third. Curveball outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Fisher gets his sign. The 1-1 pitch. Low, ball 2, 2-1. It's Sandy Koufax for the Los Angeles Dodgers and Ken Holtzman for the Chicago Cubs. Boy, that's a big, big game. They're all big games, but you know that if Koufax runs into any kind of a problem today, what a shot in the arm it'll be to Pittsburgh. 2-1 pitch. Fouled out of play. If the big guy rolls like he's been rolling, he has been the one sure thing the Dodgers have had. And we'll be watching that one. Pittsburgh's in Atlanta. It's Tommy Sisk for the Pittsburgh Pirates. And Kelly is the pitcher for Atlanta. 2 balls and 2 strikes here. 1 out. Nobody on. No score. Bottom of the first. A line drive into right center field. Conigliaro coming over and makes the grab. That ball seemed to hang. It looked like it was going to drop in for a base hit. But it just hung up there, and Conigliaro was able to haul it in, and Richardson is out. Here is Bobby Mercer. Hank Fisher gets his sign from Bob Tillman. Here's the pitch. Foul ball out of play. Right into the press box. Bounces around. Fisher, not a very big guy. Delivers. High. 1 ball, 1 strike. Foy is very short at third base. 1-1 pitch. Curveball outside. It's 2-1. 2 balls and 1 strike. Baltimore, the American League champions. Boy, you know they're watching the scoreboard. Here's the 2-1 pitch now by Fisher. Strike is called a fastball over the outside corner. When you get right down to it, they're really rooting for the Dodgers for no other reason. Bigger ballpark, bigger chunk of that cake. The 2-2 pitch. Outside, ball 3, full count. Fisher thought it was a strike, puts his hands on his hips, says something. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nobody on, no score, bottom of the first. Well, a couple more birthday cards have just been delivered. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Ball 4, Bobby Mercer draws a base on balls. Brings up Joe Pepitone. Between innings, we may have a dramatic reading of birthday cards by Phil Rizzuto. Joe Pepitone. Joe, 31 home runs, 81 runs batted in. There's a quick throw to first, but Mercer is back easily. Fisher at the belt, checks the runner. Good lead by Mercer. Here's the pitch. Curveball is a beauty. Strike 1. Mercer edges off the bag. Pepitone swings and hits a bouncing ball. Andrews backhands it, can't come up with it, and Pepitone is on with an infield hit. Mike Andrews, his second baseman, moved quickly about 5 steps to his right, backhanded the ball, couldn't come up with it cleanly, and Pepitone has an infield hit. Mercer stops at second, and here is Tom Tresh. Fastball misses outside for ball 1. One ball, no strikes. 2 men out, 2 men on. Mercer's at second, Pepitone is at first. We're in the bottom half of the first inning. Hank Fisher, right-hander, gets his sign. Delivers, and Tresh fouls it off. Hits upstairs, back on the field. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Mercer edges off at second base. Pepitone a good lead at first. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tresh waits. Pitch by Fisher, outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Outfield swung around towards right field. Conigliaro very deep in right field. Reggie Smith is in right center. A lot of room in left center field. Fisher getting his sign. Checks the runners. The 2-1 pitch. Curveball hangs high and it's 3-1. The on-deck hitter is Steve Whitaker. 2 outs, 3-1 count on Tresh. No score, bottom of the first. Mercer a good lead off second. Pepitone a few feet off the bag at first. Tresh waits. Fisher checks the runners, delivers 3-1 pitch. It's a strike, a curveball. Full count now, 3 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs, so the runners will be breaking. Mercer, big lead off second. He'll be breaking. Pepitone off first. Fisher's ready. There they go. The pitch is strike 3 call. Tom Tresh called out on strikes. That retires the side. Fisher struck out 2 in that inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. 2 men were left to score at the end of an inning. It's the Red Sox, nothing, and the Yankees, nothing. As we mentioned, this is the last day that Bobby Richardson will be in a Yankee home uniform, and I guess there's this banner up in right field. It really says it all. It says, "It's okay, Bobby. We understand. Although we'll miss you, we respect the decision." Big banner up there in right field. Here's George Scott. He takes it high, ball 1. Boy, that is always a real heavy packing job when you pack for the last time. Fastball is the strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Yes, sir, you come to the big leagues. It's like a guy giving you a round-trip ticket. You know that someday you're going to have to cash in that other half. Foul tip. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Boughton works on the baseball. Tough time of the year here at the stadium. The shadows working their way towards the mound. Right now, the light standard shadows between the pitcher and the hitter. Swung on, a foul ball. Upstairs, bounces around, the mad scrambles on. And Jerry Mabley came up with that one. And Jerry's our home of champions man. He caught it on the 7th hop. Curveball is high, 2-2. I guess the greatest catch of the year in the press box has to go to Phil Rizzuto. The one-handed grab he made of the line drive. Here's a pitch, swung on, a ground ball up the middle. Mercer can't get it. It sneaks into center field for a single. And Scott makes the big turn, but Pepitone comes up with it. Mercer was just shy of it. Boy, there were all 3 of the infielders at second base. Mercer just kept chasing it. Richardson was backing him up, and Boyer was actually covering second. Here is Rico Petrocelli. Petrocelli, right-handed batter. 18 home runs, 57 runs batted in, hitting .239. No score, top of the second. There's a fastball, a strike. Good fastball. Nobody out. Scott a good lead at first. Swung on, a fly ball, center field. Pepitone waiting for it. He's there, makes the catch, and there's 1 away. Brings up Mike Andrews. The Red Sox finished the season on Tuesday. They finished very early. Scott a good lead off first, 1 man out. Andrews right-handed batter. He got his first major league hit yesterday. Swings and he misses. He's strike 1. Conigliaro was working with this youngster. It almost sounds funny to say Conigliaro working with this youngster because he's a baby himself, but he's certainly a little bit more mature as a hitter. And he kept trying to get the young second baseman to lay back, wait for the ball. He bunts it down the third base line. Boyer is in fast. He has it over to first in time. Beautiful play by Boyer. Boyer's momentum carried him to about 10 feet in front of the plate, and Bill Bryant very alertly went down to third base to cover third. I tell you, it's a hidden play by those catchers that you very rarely see, but he was Johnny on the spot.
Those catchers can do no wrong. You got to give Bryant credit, though. Even though he did have the play right in front of him, saw exactly what was happening. He was on the ball. A lot of times you can freeze in a play like that, can't you, Joe?
Become a spectator.
Uh-huh.
The manager lets you know about it. Here is Bob Tillman. Scott's on at second base. That went as a sacrifice, by the way. Ball one. It's one of those, went out to kill the dove, and I killed the hawk, and they gave me a medal. He bunted for the base hit. Since they got him, and he moved his man over to sacrifice. Swing and a miss by Tillman.
Well, you know, Joe, there are a lot of guys who can bunt better that way than squaring around a bunt. You ever realize that? I mean, I've heard that. Used to burn me up, because a lot of times I do it, and they'd say you're base hit crazy, you don't want to get charged with a time at bat.
1-1 pitch is outside, ball two. I want to get more into that, Phil. You mean that some fellas would rather they can bunt for the sacrifice, easier trying for the base hit?
Right, because it comes more natural to them. When they square around, they kind of freeze and grip the bat too tight, and they'll either pop it up or foul it off.
Swing and a miss by Tillman. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. That's really hard to believe.
Well, it is hard to believe, but if you look at it, the difference in batting stances and batting techniques, bunting is an art too, and it's the same way. There are some fellas, when they square around, they lose the perspective of the pitcher to the catcher in the strike zone, and they're liable to bunt the ball over their head. But if they keep their natural batting position and then just drop the bat, they do a lot better.
Curveball is outside, full count, 3-2 on Tillman. And the on-deck hitter is the pitcher Fisher with first base open. Well, then, actually, we are too critical when we say that he's bunting for the base hit.
Well, I say it. That doesn't mean that it's right, but because it was said to me quite often, that's why I refer to it.
Here's a 3-2 pitch, right down the middle, and Tillman is called out on strikes. Boughton chalks up his first strikeout. No runs, it was 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left. The score at the end of an inning and a half. It's the Boston Red Sox nothing and the Yankees nothing. Phil, on it bunting now. Well, would it be the, for example, now, here's Andrews, we'll say. It's the second inning. There's 1 man out. The catcher is the next hitter, and if you move him over to second, first base is open with the pitcher coming up. I doubt if Tillman would get a good ball to hit. Would you say then that the situation dictates whether a fellow's trying for a base hit rather than the technique?
Well, you got a real good point there. That situation would definitely dictate that he's trying for the base hit, because it keeps the inning going, and as you say, they could have walked Tillman a pitch to the pitcher. Again, you were very alert picking up that instance, because I wasn't thinking of that. I was thinking in other terms, because I used to lead off a lot, and I wouldn't have the catcher coming up.
No, but you make a good point in that some guys, it's true, the grip of the bat. I know when I would square around to bunt the ball, I would grip it much tighter than when I was trying for the base hit.
That's right, and as a result, you wouldn't get a good bunt.
Steve Whitaker will lead it off here in the bottom of the second. And this is New York Yankee baseball, and we'll pause for station identification.
Pat Summerall sits in for vacationing Jack Sterling tomorrow morning till 10 a.m. This is WCBS and WCBS-FM, New York.
Steve Whitaker will be the leadoff man for the Yankees here.
Joe, big news out in Chicago. The Cubs scored 2 runs in the bottom of the first off Sandy Koufax and lead 2-0 at the end of 1. And you think the Pirates aren't looking at that scoreboard down in Atlanta?
Here's the pitch. Swung on a fly ball deep to right field. Canigliaro going back. He's near the fence. He leaps and does not make the play. It's a home run. And the sign just being given now by the second base umpire, Neudecker. Canigliaro really leaped high. Steve Whitaker has just hit his 7th home run of the year. Yankees lead 1-0. And what an effort Conigliaro gave it. He got right next to the bullpen fence, waited, leaped high, and it looked like he had caught the ball, and only when we saw the bullpen players, the Yankee bullpen, start to stir, did we realize the ball was a home run. It was a high, towering fly. Whitaker has given the Yankees a 1-0 lead. Bryan takes it outside for ball 1. The Chicago Cubs 2, the Los Angeles Dodgers nothing in the first, as you heard Phil say. Koufax against Holtzman. Tommy Sisk is the pitcher for Pittsburgh. Kelly for Atlanta. Game and a half out. Bryan takes it inside. It's ball 2. Watch that scoreboard. I would not be surprised if they have somebody at Chicago with the telephone who's relaying every inning.
That's right. Back and forth. These are important ball games.
2 balls, no strikes. Swing and a miss, strike 1. You know they say they don't watch the scoreboard, but I'll tell you what it's like. You fellas that play captain's gin. No,
Oh,
you know, when a guy
yeah.
knocks, you got to see how many he's got as a
right.
captain. Is that what you call it?
That's right.
You want to see what the other guy did. You can play accordingly. 2-1 pitch. Swung on a fly ball deep to right field. Conigliaro going back. He won't get this one. Home run. They caught it in the bullpen. And Bill Bryan has just hit a home run to make it 2-0. That's his 4th home run of the year. And the Yankees lead 2-0.
You know what was unusual about that play, Joe? Conigliaro started to climb the wall at the 344-foot sign, and about 100 feet over in the bullpen, that's where the ball went. He must have lost it.
Yeah, I was watching him, and I saw him start to climb the wall, and then they caught in the bullpen. That'd have been some catch if it had been near him. And we see here a sign out there in right field. We love Bill Bryan, so he is not without his fans here. Boy, here's where I always used to hate to come up. The 2 guys in front of you hit back-to-back home runs, and then you walk up. Fisher shakes off his sign. Here's a pitch. It's high, ball 1. I hit behind that Gus Bell and Ralph Kiner 1 whole year. Man, I'm telling you, that's the only thing I don't like about the knockdown pitch. Why throw at me when they hit it?
That's right.
One-0 pitch to Boyer. Outside, ball 2. I was tempted one day in Cincinnati. Bubba Church was pitching to just lay in the batter's box. Just go up there and lay down and say, okay, it's ball 1. Let's go from here.
You're right. It's usually the first pitch after the 2 homers.
Oh,
or 3
yeah. 2 balls, no strikes. Boyer's the hitter, 2-0, Yankees lead. Swung on, a line drive, right field, base hit as Boyer tried to check his swing. So Boyer is on with a single in the right field. He tried to stop his swing and line one in the right field, and here is Jim Bouton. Bouton, right-handed batter. Jim has 4 base hits this year. Nobody out. 2-0. Home runs by Whitaker and Bryan to give the Yankees a lead. Here's the pitch. Bouton squares around, misses the bunt. And Boyer heads back to first. A curveball. A home run by Whitaker and a home run by Bryan. The Yankees lead 2-0. Bouton misses the bunt attempt again. Curveball. 2 strikes. Very unusual, Phil.
Certainly
Usually it's a high
is.
fastball.
And those curves are the easiest ball to bunt.
I was going to just ask you, which one did you prefer to
Oh,
bunt?
the curve anytime, Joe. Not as fast, and you can follow it better.
Bouton has missed 2 attempts. He's up to with the count of strike 2. Fisher delivers. Fastball outside. Ball 1. He'd have had it by him, too. He really turned that one loose. Nobody out. Boyer's on at first. George Scott says something to Fisher. I don't know what he said, but Fisher better listen. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Curveball is swung on, a fly ball, short right field. Reggie Smith is coming in, makes the catch. He caught that ball in almost a normal right field position. He is the center fielder. He covered a lot of ground.
He did, and you know, it might be tough for Canigliaro to pick that ball up off the bat, Joe. Because as you said, Smith came twice as far as Canigliaro had to go. And it could be the shadows and everything else. Tough to pick that ball up.
He came a long way. He showed a lot of range. One man out. Here's Mike Hegan. Hegan was out on strikes his first time up. The overhand curveball got him. Fisher checks Boyer. Delivers. Swung on and fouled back. Strike one. Two little old Cub Scouts in their uniforms. Not little old Cub Scouts, but two little Cub Scouts. They got a banner that says, "Sew up the socks." They're parading around. We've had some beauties here. Here's the 1-strike pitch. Swung on and missed, and a strike two. Once again, the overhand curveball. Steve Whitaker. It is 7th home run of the year, and Bryan hit his 4th. Yankees lead 2-0. Here's a pitch. Swung on and fouled. Out of play upstairs beyond third base. Bounces around. Mad scramble is on now. Cubs 2, Dodgers nothing in the first. No score in the Pittsburgh-Atlanta game yet. We'll give it to you immediately. Two-strike pitch now by Fisher. Outside, ball one. Game and a half separates the Pirates and the Los Angeles Dodgers. 2 on the loss side. Giants are 4 games out, 4 on the loss side. Time is running out now. 1-2 pitch. Curveball low, blocked nicely by Tillman. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Boy, that Atlanta club really came from nowhere. They're in 5th place, 9.5 games out. Imagine that. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hegan swings and misses, and he's out on strikes. Once again, the overhand curveball. That's the 3rd strikeout for Fisher. 2nd time he's been able to get Hegan. Here's Bobby Richardson, who flied to right. Two outs, 2-0, Yankees lead. Home run by Whitaker and one by Bryan here in the 2nd inning. Richardson takes it outside, low for ball one. 1 ball to count. Fisher taking a lot of time now. Ready. Lead by Boyer off first. Richardson swings and fouls it off. Into the stands beyond the Yankee dugout. Ball really bouncing around. It hit right in the walkway and bounced straight up, and a sea of hands. And a youngster came up with it. Blue jacket. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fisher delivers. Swung on a line drive, left field. Yastrzemski moving over. He's there, makes the catch. Richardson lines to Yastrzemski, retires the side. Yankees scored 2 runs on 3 hits. Home run by Whitaker and 1 by Bryan. No errors and one man left to score at the end of 2 innings. It's the New York Yankees 2 and the Boston Red Sox 9. Hank Fisher will lead it off. Fisher, right-handed batter. Boughton with a 2-0 lead delivers to Fisher. It's a strike right down the middle. Joe Collins, former Yankee first baseman, walking by. Swing and a miss, and a strike 2.
At the end of 2 now, Joe, it's the Cubs 2 and the Dodgers nothing. Koufax against young Holtzman.
Here's the 2-strike pitch to Fisher. Struck him out. A big breaking curveball, and Fisher goes down on strikes. Holtzman against Koufax in the Dodger-Cub game. It's Sisk against Kelly. San Francisco's at Houston. Mets are in Cincinnati. It's 0-0 in the second. Phillies lead the Cardinals 1-0 in the fourth. Washington and Chicago tied 4-4 in the fourth. 0-0 Detroit, Minnesota. Here's Reggie Smith. High, ball 1. Smith, a switch hitter. More and more the young ball player coming to the big leagues, a switch hitter. Foul ball, straight back. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jim Boughton gets his sign from Brian. Yankees lead 2-0, top of the third. Swung on, and it's popped up in the short center field. Pepitone waiting for it. Coming in. He's there. Smith flies to Pepitone. 2 up and 2 down. Here is Joe Foy. Boughton 2-8 this season. 9-6 lifetime against the Red Sox, says the scoreboard. He has really pitched pretty good ball. Stop to consider. Foy waits, and here's the pitch. Outside, ball 1. Joe Foy's nephew is kind of like an assistant bat boy here. He's kneeling on the top step of the Red Sox dugout. Foy, half swing, and it's a called strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Yankees 2, the Red Sox nothing. We're in the top of the third, 2 outs and nobody on. Foy had backed out of the batter's box. He may have hurt his wrist a little bit as he tried to stop his swing. 1-1 pitch, strike 2. Beautiful change of pace. One ball, 2 strikes. Boughton delivers. Foul ball right here.
It's a good try, Joe, but once again, the big E flashes on the scoreboard.
I deserve it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Two outs. Joe Foy. Here's the pitch. Swung on, and it's popped up. Bobby Mercer going out in the short left field, taking charge and makes the play. Foy pops to Mercer in short left field, and it's 1-2-3 for the Red Sox. The score 10-2.5. It's the New York Yankees 2 and the Boston Red Sox nothing.
What's the good word when it comes to great taste in beer? You said it, friend. Ballantine.
Hey friend, do it again. Ballantine beer. Hey friend, do it again. Ballantine beer. Good to start with Ballantine. Good to stay with Ballantine. The flavor's great at the 3-ring sign. Ballantine's got the flavor that says, hey friend, do it again. Valentine beer.
If you're not drinking today's Valentine beer, you're missing plenty. Today's Valentine, big and bright, crisp and light. Today's Valentine is the greatest ever.
Valentine's got the flavor that says, hey friend, do it again. Valentine beer.
Bobby Mercer leads it off here in the bottom half of the third inning. Mercer walked his first time up. Mercer, left-handed batter. Fisher gets his sign. Yankees lead 2-0. Here's the first pitch to Bobby Mercer. Curveball is a strike. The parade of banners comes by. Denise loves Pepe. We love Bill Bryan. That's the name of the game. Enjoyment at the ballpark. Delightful day. Curveball inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. This is the last day of the season here at the stadium. Keep in mind that the season box sale for 1967 is now underway. Renewals are handled before new ticket applications are accepted. Here's the 1-1 pitch. As Fisher double pumps Mercer, delivers a fastball for strike 2. Fans or groups and business firms that are interested are urged to write for a free, colorful brochure, season ticket brochure, care of season ticket manager Mike Rendine, R-E-N-D-I-N-E, Mike Rendine. And he's here at Yankee Stadium, Bronx, New York, 10451. Swung on a fly ball down the right field line. Conigliaro drifting over. He's waiting, makes the catch. And Phil, I got to agree with you. It looks like Conigliaro's having trouble picking the ball up because he got a late break on that one. And it couldn't be the white shirts. I guess it is the shadows.
It's got to be the shadows.
Tillman is out talking to Fisher. I remember in White Sox Park when I was doing Game of the Week one day, Yogi was playing left field. He ran from the sun into the shadows. And it sounded so funny when he said it. He lost the ball in foul territory. I said, what happened, Yogi? He said, I lost it in the shade. I said, you did what? He said, I lost it in the shade. When he flipped his glasses, he lost the ball. Very logical.
Dark, yes, definitely.
But when he says it, which you know how Yogi is, fastball outside.
When he says something, he knows what he's trying to say, but it doesn't quite come out the way he should say it.
And then when you stop to figure it, it's right, but he wants... I always say you feel like you want to screw your head on tighter. Like, you know, he's right, but 1-0 pitch. A bouncing ball foul. Now, there's nothing wrong with losing the ball in the shade. But most guys would say, well, when I flipped the glasses, I lost it because you lose the ball in the sun. The fans in Kansas City don't want to come out. If they don't want to come out, nobody's going to stop them. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Curveball outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. No wonder nobody goes to this restaurant. It's too crowded. 2 balls and 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Swung on a foul ball. Coming back on the screen. If I had to get a perfect ball player, Phil, I'd want him to have Yogi's temperament.
Oh, he did have a fantastic temperament. I mean, very seldom did he make a mistake, but when he did, that game was completely forgotten the next day.
Never let it affect him for the next play, and that's in everything. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pepitone takes high, and it's ball 3. 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 1 man out. Nobody on. Yankees lead 2-0. Andrews, his second baseman, plays deep for Pepitone. Here's the payoff pitch. Inside and low, and Pepitone draws a base on balls. That's the second walk given up by Fisher. Threw him a curveball. Pepitone took it. Brings up Tom Tresh. Tresh called out on strikes his first time up. Yankees lead 2-0. Pepitone lead. Here's the pitch outside, and it's ball one. One ball, no strikes. Foy wide of third, in a few steps. Fisher delivers. Strike on the outside corner. One ball, one strike. Well, the old birthday boy's coming up with the loot. He just got a gift. One ball, one strike. Foul back, Tom Tresh. Rizzuto has just gotten a nameplate. He's the only broadcaster with a nameplate on his microphone. That's beautiful. One ball, two strikes. Pepitone leads off first. 2-0 the score. Tresh waits, and here's the pitch. Swung on, ground ball, in the right field, a base hit. Pepitone round second, he's digging for third. He'll make it easily as the ball is cut off by Petroselli. Tom Tresh singles on the ground in the right field, moving Pepitone to third. One man out, and the hitter is Steve Whitaker, who homered his first time up. One man out, Yankees lead 2-0. Nothing later to report on the scoreboard. We'll give you a complete rundown after this half inning.
Joe, seriously, this sign is a very beautiful gift, not because it's got my name on it, but a little boy, Billy Camilleri from Brooklyn, who had open heart surgery about 3 weeks ago. Put a patch on his heart. You know how they rip you open from front to back? And he's here at the ball game today, and he brought the gift. That's fantastic, isn't it?
It's amazing. It's amazing. It's good to see him out here, and tribute to him. The wonderful doctors, nurses, and certainly the good Lord. Here's the pitch. Swung on and a foul tip. He made that?
No, he didn't make it, but he picked it up for me. I visited him at the hospital and talked to him over the phone. And he's quite a Yankee fan, and Bill Burgess was really instrumental in getting him up here. He had to stay away from the crowds, and Bill got him a seat up in the Yankee section up here.
One strike to count. Whitaker waiting. Infield course back, looking for the double play. Pepitone at third, Precious at first. Fisher delivers. Fastball is low, and it's one ball, one strike. Yankees lead 2-0. Whitaker hit a home run the second inning, and Bryan hit a home run. So the two home runs back-to-back have made it 2-0. Yankees with a chance to add to that lead with Pepitone at third and Fresh at first. One man out. Fisher delivers. Outside, and it's ball two. 2-1 to count. The on-deck hitter, Bill Bryan. Boy wide of third. Petroselli near the bag is short. Andrews is halfway. Maybe leaning a few steps towards the hole as George Scott holds Tresh close at first base. Outfield swung around towards the right field line. Fisher ready. 2-1 pitch. Swung on and missed, and in strike two, a big breaking curveball. There was Uncle Charlie on Rizzuto's birthday. That good curveball, that downer, that mean one. The snake, the career changer. Has many names. Good overhand curveball. That's the
Pitch Fisher uses for the ground ball. Once again, he checks the runners at the belt. Delivers. Swung on, a pop fly, short left field. Yastrzemski is coming in. I doubt if it's deep enough. Yastrzemski makes the catch, fires it in, cut off by Foy. Pepitone holds. Whitaker flies to Yastrzemski in shallow left field. Pepitone could not advance, and it brings up Bill Bryan, who hit a home run his first time up. Two outs. Bryan waiting. Runners lead off. Here's the pitch. Curveball is a strike. Beautiful curveball. One strike to count. Bryan holds that bat right down on the end. Fisher trying to pitch out of a jam. Tresh leads off first, Pepitone off third. Here's the one strike pitch. Swung on and missed, strike two, the big overhand curveball again. Fisher's got a good one. Two strikes, two outs, two runners on, 2-0. Yankees lead, bottom of the third. Fisher once again checks the runners, delivers to Bryan. Outside, ball one, curveball missed. One ball, two strikes with two outs. Pepitone standing on the bag at third. Tresh leads off first. 1-2 pitch to Bryan. High, beautiful play by Tillman, almost got by him. Good fastball. And here's the pitch of decision right here, 2-2. The on-deck hitter is Boyer. Fisher has relied heavily on the curveball as he pitches to the left-hand hitters. Egan, Tresh, Whitaker, and to Bryan. Let's see what he goes to right here. 2-2's the count, two outs. He's set. Here's the pitch. Fastball, and he struck him out. Threw it right by him. 4 strikeouts for Fisher. Retires his side. No runs. There was one hit. No errors. 2 men left to score at the end of 3. It's the New York Yankees 2, the Boston Red Sox nothing. And this is New York Yankee baseball. We'll pause for station identification.
WCSS-Amsterdam. 2 tickets behind home plate and hotel accommodations for the lucky winner who test drives the 66 Rambler in September at Mihal Motors in Johnstown.
And now we'll take a quick look at the scoreboard with Phil Rizzuto.
All right, Joe. Baltimore at California late at start. Washington leading the White Sox 6-4 at the end of 5. Bizarre against Lyons. Buford had a 2-run homer and King a 2-run homer. That's first game of a doubleheader. Cleveland at Kansas City later on. Detroit nothing, Minnesota nothing, end of 2. Wilson against Cott. In the National League in the first game of a pair. Mets nothing, Cincinnati nothing, end of 3. Fisher against O'Toole. The Phillies won and the Cardinals nothing, end of 5.5. Carlton against Short. Richie Allen hit his 40th homer of the year. He's tied with Hank Aaron for the National League lead. Pirates nothing, Atlanta nothing, end of an inning and a half. Sisk against Kelly. And the Cubs 2, the Dodgers nothing, end of 3. Koufax against Holtzman. And Sandy has won 25 and lost 8. The Giants play Houston later on. So that's the scores, Joe. Everything up to date. That's the scores, Joe. That's a hint. That means you take it. Don't you know that old show business? Shoe business. Come on, Joe.
Stremski will lead it off. That's shoe business, Phil. Here's the pitch by Boughton. Didn't mean to swing. A line drive foul down the third base line. Bounces into the stands. You know, there was a case. He's not sitting next to me now, so he can't hear what I'm saying. But talking about ball players visiting, we knew that he had been talking to this youngster. Rizzuto, I mean. Here's a fastball high. 1 ball, 1 strike. A busy schedule. Took time out to see the boy, and the youngster came by and gave him this nice gift of appreciation. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swung on, a little looper. It's going to drop for a base hit in the right field. Yastrzemski loops a single into right field. Boughton had changed speeds on him. And Yastrzemski timed it perfectly. Has himself a base hit. That's the third hit for the Red Sox. Brings up Tony C. Tony Conigliaro. Or as Bob Shepard says it, Conigliaro. Here's a pitch. Swung on and missed, strike one. Any way you pronounce it, this is a good hitter. Boughton checks Yastrzemski, delivers to Conigliaro, swung on and tapped foul. Strike two. 2 strikes. Two strikes. Conigliaro the hitter, nobody out, 1 man on. Good crowd on hand here. Last day of the season here at Yankee Stadium. Boughton's pitch swung on, and it's popped up, foul territory, down the left field line, into the stands. Yankees 2, Red Sox nothing. Two strikes. Boughton delivers, swung on and missed, and Conigliaro is out on strikes. That's the third strikeout for Jim Boughton. And it brings up George Scott, who singled to center field his first time up. Boughton delivers. Bouncing ball, Mercer in fast, flips to Richardson in time. Now he drops the ball, and everybody is safe. Scott hit a little dribbler, hit it off the handle. Mercer had to charge it, flipped it underhanded to Bobby Richardson. It looked like the force would be made on Yastrzemski, but then Bobby dropped the ball, and everybody is safe. It's an error on Richardson. It puts base runners at first and second, 1 man out, and Petrocelli is the hitter.
It's a tough play for Bobby, Joe. The way Mercer caught the ball, he had hidden the ball from Bobby's view, and he was so close when he flipped it, Bobby couldn't pick the ball up in time.
Looked like he had given it a double grab, like he reached for it twice. Petrocelli flying to center field his first time up. Boughton delivers. Curveball high, ball 1. Now the young shortstop wants the pine tar rag. I must find out someday, put this under the heading of trivia. How long does a pine tar rag last?
I don't know. We never used them when I was playing.
We used them, but we call them towels. That's all it is, a dirty towel. Swing and a miss by Petrocelli. That is really something new. I can't think of the first guy. I think I talked about this before. Was it you, Phil, that told me who you thought was the first man?
No, not me, Joe. I really don't remember.
Had to be some good hitter. 1 ball and 1 strike on Petrocelli. Runners lead off first and second. Here's the pitch. Swung on, it's popped up in the short left field. Tresh is coming in, still coming in, waiting. He's there, makes the catch. Petrocelli flies to Tresh in shallow left field. There are 2 away, and here is Mike Andrews. Yankees lead here, 2-0. We're in the top of the 4th. Yastrzemski is the base runner at second. George Scott standing on the bag at first. Dodgers and Cubs, 3rd inning. Chicago 2, Los Angeles nothing. Pittsburgh nothing, Atlanta nothing. Here's one popped up, foul territory. Mike Hegan drifting over, waiting for it, makes the catch. Mike Andrews fouls out to Mike Hegan, retires his side. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 2 men left. Score at the end of 3 1/2. Yankees 2, Boston nothing.
Say, what have Clara Gable of Amityville, New York, Ernest Glinsman of Yonkers, New York, and Doris Hahn of Riverhead, Long Island got in common? Well, each was a winner playing your Flying A dealer's Super Winner Check, but it all ends September 30th. Super Winner Check is easy to play, and you can win up to $1,000. You get an envelope with half a winner check each time you drive into your Flying A dealers. When you match two halves, you've won. With Super Winner Check, there are 115,000 new prizes, up to 225,000 in all. You can win $1, $5, or $25. Or win $100 and you get $200. Match halves for $500 and Flying A will give you $1,000. If Clara, Ernest, and Doris can win, so can you. Drive in and get details. Play Super Winner Check free and win up to $1,000. But remember, it ends September the 30th. Get in on the fun at any Flying A dealer where you see the Winner Check sign. Now, only 5 days left to play Super Winner Check at Flying A. Well, the Dodgers failed to score in the top of the fourth inning, Joe, so the Cubs are leading 2-0 at the end of 3.5. And baseball's getting a little tighter.
That it is. That it is. Here's Boyer to lead it off.
Pittsburgh failed to score in the top of the third. It's 0-0 at the end of 2.5 down in Atlanta.
We'll give it to you as quickly as we get it. Here's Boyer. Boyer's single to right his first time up. Yankees lead 2-0 in the bottom of the fourth. Swung on and missed, strike one. One strike the count. Fisher delivers. Sidearm swung on, and it's lifted high down the left field line near the stands. Yastrzemski waiting for it. Makes a one-handed grab. The wind seemed to carry it in. The ball looked like it was going to be a foul ball into the stands, and then just kept drifting out into fair territory, and Yastrzemski almost ran under the ball. So there's one away, and here is Boughton. The ball really sliced in there. Boughton flied to center field his first time up. Fisher delivers. Swung on and missed, strike one. Fisher shakes off a sign. Now he's ready. Delivers. A beautiful curveball. Split the plate. 2 strikes. 2 quick strikes on Jim Boughton. We'll be in Washington Tuesday night. Here's the pitch. Curveball outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Tuesday night. And then Wednesday and Thursday. 8 o'clock Tuesday, Wednesday, 5:55 on Thursday. This is airtime. Chicago Friday, Saturday and Sunday, 8:55 Friday, 2:10 Saturday and Sunday. And then it's 1966. Boop, boop. Boughton swings and he misses, and it's 5 strikeouts for Hank Fisher. Yes, sir. A big week in baseball. End of 4 complete innings. Chicago 2 and the Dodgers nothing. Koufax against Holtzman. Pittsburgh nothing. Atlanta nothing. Bottom of the third. Sisk against Kelly. Mike Hegan's the hitter. 2 outs, nobody on. Fisher delivers. Strike is called a fastball. He's been hitting the outside corner on Hegan with the fastball, and then he bends the curveball in tight. Yankees lead 2-0, bottom of the fourth, and here's the pitch. Foul, out of play. Bounces down, and the youngster brought his glove, and did he get it? Yeah, he got it. The gentleman next to him tried to take it out of the webbing, but the kid caught it in the webbing. Good for him. I was rooting for that kid in the brown sweater, Phil.
Yep.
Got it. Here's a 2-strike pitch. Curveball swung on and missed. He got him. Third time he's been able to get Higgins. 6 strikeouts for Hank Fisher. We complete 4 innings. The score here, New York 2, Boston nothing.
Well, I don't think we can give the scores enough today, Joe, do you?
I don't think so. I don't think you can ever give them too much.
No, that's true. Washington leading the White Sox 6-4 at the end of 6, first game for doubleheader. Detroit and Minnesota battling for second place. No score at the end of 2.5. Mets at Cincinnati, no score at the end of 3.5. The Phillies leading the Cardinals 2-0 at the end of 6, and Richie Allen hit his 40th homer of the year in that game. Pirates nothing, Atlanta nothing, end of 2.5. Cubs 2, Dodgers nothing, end of 4. And of course, that could be a big blow if it continues this way for the Dodgers' morale to have Koufax lose a game at this time of the year, because he's usually invincible in September. He and Drysdale both. The Giants at Houston just getting underway. It'll be Bolden against Dierker. So that's the way the other scores shape up. It's going to be a long afternoon of baseball and football.
Top of the 5th inning, 2-0 to score here. Yankees are out in front. A home run by Whitaker and a home run by Bryan. I know I watched Harry Walker, an interview after the game, and with Tony Kubek, and talking about scoreboard baseball, watching the other fellas, and Harry said, well, I got to play my game, and I can't worry about, the usual stuff. And, of course, everybody's cross-eyed from looking at the scoreboard between pitches. But he asked me, he said, well, about your rotation for tomorrow. He said, well, the Dodgers, I think, will be using Koufax over there. I told my boy, I said, he thinks. So everybody knows who the other fellow's pitching, and it will be a big game for many reasons. Work not only in the won and loss column. Boughton delivers a one-hopper in the left field by Bob Tillman. He has a single, and Lenny Green has come out as a pinch hitter. It's Koufax, no doubt about it. He's their Superman. Here is Lenny Green, a pinch hitter. Red Sox trail 2-0. Then you get right down to it now. The Yankees have made 5 base hits, but 2 of those base hits home runs, and so Fisher, who struck out 6, has to leave. Outside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes on Lenny Green. Boyer wide at third, in a few steps, nobody out. Strike is called a fastball. Green left-handed batter. Yankees lead 2-0. Green is hitting .238. Swings and fouls one back upstairs. Bounces back down. Green has hit 1 home run this year. The on-deck hitter is Reggie Smith. Tillman standing on the bag at first. Hegan behind him. One-two pitch outside. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes. Green waits, swings a bouncing ball. It is a foul ball down the first baseline. High bouncing ball. Two balls, 2 strikes. Green back in the batter's box, ready to go again. Tillman leads off first. Boughton checks him, delivers. Outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Three and 2 the count. Nobody out. 1 man on. 2-0 Yankees lead. We're in the top of the 5th. Here's a pitch. Swung on. Right back to Boughton. He's got it to Mercer. 1 out. Over to first. It is a double play. Fine play by Mike Hegan. That ball was sharply hit to Jim Boughton. He made a good play coming up with it. Once he got it, he knew who was covering. Fired it to Mercer. Mercer's throw was to the right field side of the bag. And Hegan had to give it a real good stretch. He did, held his foot on the bag, and it's a double play. 1-6-3. And here is Reggie Smith, who has flied to Pepitone twice. Once in the first, once in the third. A ground ball to the left of Richardson in the right field. It's a base hit for Reggie Smith. And Whitaker can't come up with it, and Smith goes into second base. A single and an error. Whitaker trying to come up with it. It just popped out of his glove, landed behind him, and Reggie Smith, who was watching the play all the way, picks up an extra base. A single and an error. Dodgers did not score in the top of the 5th. Pittsburgh did not score top of the 3rd, as we told you. It's 0-0. Cubs lead. The Dodgers 2-0 in the bottom half of the 5th. Here's Foy. Line drive, right center field. Whitaker can't get it, drops for a base hit. Smith scores. It's a 2-1 ball game. Foy digs for second, makes it easily. Foy doubles the right center, driving in Reggie Smith. It's a 2-1 ball game, and here is Yastrzemski. Foy didn't waste any time. He jumped on the first pitch and drilled it in the right center field. Whitaker was the closest man. He cut it off. Atlanta did not score. Bottom of the 3rd. At the end of 3, 0-0. Atlanta and Pittsburgh. End of 4.5. It's the Cubs 2, the Dodgers 0. And right here, Yankees 2 and the Red Sox 1. As Yastrzemski is up there with Foy, the tying run at second. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 1. Yastrzemski flied to left in the first inning. Single to right in the 4th. Base hit by Tillman, a double play. And then a single by Reggie Smith. Won the second on the air by Whitaker, and a double by Foy. The Red Sox, it's 2-1. Here's the pitch. Swung on a line drive, left field. Tresh is going back. He's there, makes the catch. Yastrzemski lines to Tresh in left field, retires his side. 1 run. There were 3 hits, 1 error, 1 man left to score at the end of 4.5. It's a New York Yankees 2, the Boston Red Sox 1.
Valentine's got the flavor that says, hey friend, do it again. Valentine beer. Hey friend, do it again. Valentine beer. Good to start with Valentine. Good to stay with Valentine. The flavor's great at the 3-ring sign. Valentine's got the flavor that says, hey friend, do it again. Valentine beer.
Hey friend, how long since you've had a Valentine? Today's Valentine beer. Big and bright, crisp and light. Tastes so smooth and easy going down. Just 1 glass and you'll say, hey friend, do it again. Valentine beer.
Bottom of the 5th inning, Sheldon has come on to pitch for the Red Sox. A 2-1 ball game. The Yankees scored their 2 runs in the 2nd inning. Back-to-back home runs by Whitaker and Bryant. The Red Sox have just scored a run in the top of the 5th. Single and an error put Reggie Smith at second with 2 outs, and Joe Foy doubled him in. So it's a 2-1 ball game as we go to the bottom half of the 5th. Richardson, Mercer, and Pepitone will be the 3 hitters. And now, ready to bring you the play-by-play, here is Phil Rizzuto.
Hi, Joe, and Rollie Sheldon, former Yankee, big, tall, lean right-hander is on the mound. He takes over for Hank Fisher. Fisher worked the first 4 innings, gave up 5 hits, walked 2, struck out 6, and allowed 2 runs, and those 2 runs coming on homers by Steve Whitaker and Bill Bryan. Sheldon will be pitching to Richardson, Mercer, and Pepitone here in the bottom of the 5th. The Yankees lead 2-1. For Sheldon, it's his 37th appearance of the year. He has won 5 and lost 13. First pitch to Bobby. Swing and a miss at a curveball, strike 1. Bobby has hit the ball hard both times. Lined out to right field in the first and lined to left field in the second. Couldn't ask for a nicer day for the final game of the year here at Yankee Stadium. The next pitch, fastball foul over in the Red Sox dugout, strike 2. The Mets will be home Tuesday night against the Chicago Cubs. They'll finish the season at home, while the Yankees will be on the road at Washington and Chicago. 0-2 on Richardson. Sheldon's pitch, a bouncer foul. Again over in the Red Sox dugout. Still 0-2. Sheldon gets the sign. Keeps the glove on the ball right at his letters. And pitches right from there. No windup at all. The curve is lined, a base hit in the left center field. A low curveball that Bobby golfed. That's the first hit off Sheldon. For Bobby, his 152nd hit of the year. He leads the Yankees in that department. And here's Bobby Mercer. Bobby walked in the first inning, fly to right in the third. The Cubs failed to score in the bottom of the 5th, so at the end of 5 now, it's the Cubs 2, the Dodgers nothing. At the end of 3 full innings, the Pirates nothing and the Braves nothing. Pitch to Mercer, a line drive, base hit into right field. Canigliaro up with it, and Richardson has to hold at second base. Mercer hit that ball so hard that Richardson was not able to advance to third. So Sheldon is greeted by 2 line singles from Richardson and Mercer. And here is Pepitone. Joe singled in the first inning and walked in the third. Tillman out on the mound talking with Sheldon. There's nobody out. Runners at first and second. The Yankees leading 2-1. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Red Sox infield in double play depth. Not figuring Pepitone to sacrifice. Richardson leads off second. Mercer off first. Stretch by Sheldon. His pitch is a curveball low, ball 1. Sheldon has changed his style of pitching, I'd say, at least 4 different times since he's been up in the big leagues. Used to take the big full windup, changed it to the short windup. Now no windup at all. Swing and a miss at a low curve, 1-1. Pepitone with 31 homers, 81 RBI. Tops for the Yankees. Nobody out. Sheldon sets. His pitch is popped in the air. The shortstop Petrocelli calling for it, and Yastrzemski comes in and takes it away from him. Petrocelli got out of the way. While they get back to position, this is New York Yankee baseball. Let's pause for station identification. The batter, Tommy Tresh. Tommy struck out in the first inning, single to right in the third. Yankees have 7 base hits. The Red Sox 6. Yankees lead 2-1. Sheldon's pitch is a ground ball to second base. Andrews has to go to first base. His only play. They get Tresh. Mercer moves to second. Richardson to third.
This is WCBS and WCBS-FM, New York.
Whitaker now with 7 homers. And the Dodgers failed to score in the top of the 6th inning. So at the end of 5 1/2, it's the Cubs 2, the Dodgers nothing. Young Kenny Holtzman, the left-hander, against the great left-hander Sandy Koufax. The Pirates failed to score in the top of the 4th. That's 0-0 at the end of 3 1/2 between Pittsburgh and Atlanta. Tight baseball being played in this tight pennant race in the National League. Two out, 2 on, 2-1 the Yankees lead here at the stadium. Final game of the year at Yankee Stadium. The pitch to Whitaker is low and outside, ball 1. Hank Aaron has just hit a home run in the 4th inning. And the Braves are leading at least 1-0. Braves are still batting, and it's number 41 of the year for Aaron. He regains the home run lead from Richie Allen. Allen hit his 40th today. Outside, 2-0. Two balls, no strikes on Whitaker. Two out. Bobby Mercer with a good lead at second. Richardson down the line at third. Sheldon steps back off the pitching rubber. On deck is Bill Bryan. The curve is hit in the air. Yastrzemski flips the glasses down. Left field is there and makes the catch. He had a little trouble with the sun, but he made the play. For the Yankees, no runs, 2 hits, no Red Sox errors, and 2 men left. And at the end of 5, it's the Yankees 2 and the Red Sox 1. Say, is that car of yours making embarrassing scenes in public, giving you sleepless nights and acting up? Well, don't worry. Let Flying A worry for you. Flying A service stations are manned by professional worriers. Experienced guys who worry about your car instead of the creases in their uniforms. Flying A car worriers are trained to worry. Flying A actually has a training course, the Flying A Worry School. When a dealer graduates, he's a pro. And we've got air filter worriers, crankcase worriers, transmission worriers. Worriers who really do the job for every part of your car, from the roof line right down to the road. In fact, the only time we don't worry about your car at Flying A is when we're filling it with our great new hydrogen-treated gasoline. Don't have to worry then that Flying A is already worried to perfection. So listen, save yourself the sleepless nights. Bring your car into Flying A, where we always say, when it comes to your car, ooh, do we worry. Ready to go in the top of the 6th. It'll be Tony Conigliaro leading off. Tony flying to right field in the 1st inning, struck out in the 4th. Jim Bouton, been in there all the way for the Yankees. The first pitch is a curve, swing and a miss, strike 1. Conigliaro, 28 homers, 93 runs batted in. Bouton's curve is swung out and missed, strike 2.
Jones has just hit a home run with a man on for Atlanta. So they lead in that ball game at least 2-0. Aaron did too, I understand.
That's right. Jones hit it with a man on or nobody on?
Man on.
So that's 3-0 they're leading. Curve is outside as Bouton loses his cap. 1 ball, 2 strikes. I tell you, there's 2 pretty good hitting clubs, Atlanta and Pittsburgh, Joe.
Oh, man, a lot of hitting, a lot of hitting.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Fastball is fouled back on the screen. On deck, George Scott. In yesterday's game, the Pirates were trailing by 3 runs at one time, came back to win it. The 1-2 pitch, change of pace, foul tip. Back to the screen. Bowden ready again. Curve is lined, a base hit between third and short to left field. So Conigliaro gets his first base hit of the day. Hit number 7, that evens the hits between the teams. 7 apiece, and here's Scott, who singled to center in the second, reached on an error in the fourth. Conigliaro seems to be hitting the curveball better each year. Well, he sees enough of them. Right-handers really throw him the breaking stuff. There's a foul back, strike 1. At the end of 6 full innings now, it's the Dodgers trailing the Cubs 2-0. Neither team scored in the 6th inning. Cubs scored 2 in the 1st inning, and that's been it. George Scott, the batter. The stretch, the pitch is high. One ball, 1 strike. Swing and a miss at a curve. 1-2. The Braves came up with 3 runs in the 4th inning, and they lead 3-0 at the end of 4. Pirates batting in the top of the 5th. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a foul back, and that ball got Bryan. Bill limping around back at home plate. Going back to pick up the foul tip just to get a little exercise. He's not rubbing, don't know exactly where he's hit. Still 1-2 on George Scott. Looks like he got it in the foot. Conigliaro at first, nobody out. The Yankees leading 2-1 at the top of the 6th. Boughton's curve swing and a miss, strike 3. A good curveball by Boughton. His 4th strikeout. And here is Rico Petrocelli. Fly to center in the 2nd, fly to left in the 4th. Rico's family has been at every ball game so far in the series here at the stadium. Ground ball hit to short. Mercer bobbles the ball, and all hands are safe. And Mercer tried to throw that ball before he had it. It's an error charge to Mercer. It was a perfect double play ball, and those are the kind that get you in trouble. Bobby started to draw his right hand back before the ball hit the glove, and it just rolled away from him, and all hands are safe. That's the 3rd error for the Yankees in the ball game. Runners at first and second, 1 out, and here is Mike Andrews. Mike sacrificed in the 2nd inning, popped to first base in the 4th. Boughton's first pitch is high, ball 1. Yankee infield in double play depth with 1 out. Low and outside, ball 2, 2-0. Boughton goes to the rosin bag. Now Jim stretches. Richardson goes over to second, and Conigliaro slides back, but Boughton does not throw. He just bluffed a throw. Andrews comes back to get the rosin bag. Runners lead off first and second. Pitch is right down the middle. 2 balls and a strike. Boughton taking a little extra time here with runners at first and second and 1 out. Stretches, the pitch is right in there again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Both time Andrews looked like he wanted to swing and the bat just wouldn't go around. 2-2. Conigliaro off second, Petrocelli off first. Boughton's curve is a fly ball to center field. Pepitone is right there. He's got it. Runners hold, and it's now 2 out. The batter, Bob Tillman. The big catcher struck out in the second inning. Single to left field in the 5th. And on deck, Sheldon. Boughton ready. Curve way low and outside, ball 1. Sun has ducked behind some clouds for the moment. Boughton checks the sign from Bryan. Fastball foul over in the Red Sox dugout. 1-1. Yankees 2 and the Red Sox 1. In the top of the 6th inning, 2 out and 2 on. Curve fouled. Oh, ball nicked off Tillman. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Red Sox right now are 2 games ahead of the Yankees. 1 game ahead of the Washington Senators. Curve low and outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Dodgers fail to score in the top of the 7th. So at the end of 6.5 is the Cubs 2, the Dodgers nothing. It's still Atlanta 3 and the Pirates nothing, end of 4. Curve hit in the air. Richardson backing up. Whitaker coming in. Whitaker calls and makes the catch. So Boughton gets out of it. No runs, 1 hit, 1 Yankee error, 2 men left. At the end of 5.5, the Yankees 2, the Red Sox 1.
If you're one of the thousands of alert drivers who always watch for the sign of Atlantic Red Ball Dealer Service, you'll find there's a new sign to watch for. Because part of the lively new look of Atlantic is a brand new Red Ball sign. Don't expect a new type of Red Ball service, though. After all, how can you improve on 100% reliability? The new Red Ball sign is modern, attractive, and visible from a great distance, making it easier for you to locate the stations that give service so good it's guaranteed. The same reliable service for every customer every time. Just as before, when you drive in at the Red Ball sign, your Atlantic dealer guarantees to clean your windshield, weather permitting, and offer to check the oil, or your gasoline purchase is free. Now, this offer may vary in some states, but new sign or old, Atlantic Red Ball Dealer Service never varies.
set to go in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Wait a minute.
So I cheated a year on baseball. I mean, their guys cheat 4 and 5 years.
The announcement in the press box to keep you right up to date is that Bob Fischel checked the book as to Rizzuto's age and called over to wish him a happy birthday. And Rizzuto is cheating a year.
Right.
And the other announcement, Phil, Ken Holtzman is pitching a no-hitter against the Dodgers.
That's 7 innings.
They've
huh?
just announced it.
Wow. Well, that's more important than my cheating a year.
No, it's not.
Yes,
Let's
it is.
get
They've
down to
caught
that.
up to me now.
Yeah, but you're a typical American boy. Why would you cheat a year?
Well, because I look so young. No, that's the other way around. I look so old.
How did you cheat? Which way did you go?
I went down a year. Instead, I was born in 1917, and I was so nervous when I signed my first contract. They asked me when I was born. I said 1918. There's a ground ball to first base. George Scott up with it, makes the play unassisted on Bill Bryan, and it's 1 out.
I didn't know you were a war baby.
Yes, the First World War. And the reason I didn't count that first year is that for the first year, my father told me I never had a pair of shoes, so I figured never wearing a pair of shoes shouldn't count in my lifetime. Walked on nothing but velvet rugs, silk drapes. Boyer hits a grounder to second. Mike Andrews flips to Scott, and it's 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the 6th.
Your father probably drove you everywhere.
Oh, yes. He drove me. We had one of those things the Indians used to use, you know, the thing on the back, and I used to sit in that.
Mud to put you in that shopping bag and say, come on, Scooter, let's go.
I was very small when I was little. I'm not when I was little, when I was young. Two out. And Boughton takes a strike.
I was very small when I was
I
little.
meant to say when I was young. I didn't start growing until I was about 33. The 1-strike pitch is fouled, and Joe Garagiola just can't reach it. Mel Parnell! Now there is a pitcher who made a great catch. Actually, pitchers are not supposed to get those line drives or pop flies, but Mel Parnell caught it. How'd you like that catch, Joe, by a pitcher?
Beautiful. He's used to those line drives.
That's right, and without a glove, beautiful play. There's strike 3 swinging, so it's 3 up, 3 down for the Yankees, and now at the end of 6 full innings. The Yankees 2 and the Red Sox 1.
It's Ken Holtzman who is pitching for the Chicago Cubs. It's been quite a find for the Cubs. In fact, you get right down to it, they come up with a couple beauties when you look at that ball club. The catcher and this Holtzman, shortstop. Santo, of course, a solid ball player. And, you know, there's nothing that Oh, on the scoreboard it says, happy birthday, Phil Rizzuto, 59 years old today. Defend yourself, Phil. He's on the phone. He's on the phone screaming. Defend yourself on the air.
On the scoreboard, they got happy birthday. Phil Rizzuto, 59. They knocked it down to 49. Down again, 39 years old. I knew I'd get my lights on Broadway. I mean, my name in lights on Broadway someday. I never knew it'd be today.
Beautiful.
I just aged 10 years in one day.
Everybody's heckling you.
Fucking me hard fed here. I missed collecting my pension for 9 years this way.
Well, the excitement settles down here. It's still a 2-1 ball game, and Jose Tartabull will be the batter here as we go into the top half of the 7th inning for Sheldon. Tartabull, a pinch hitter. And here is Rizzuto, 59 years old today.
You know, they don't usually put the ages down on when they just say happy birthday, and that's it. Well, I'll lose a lot of my fans this way. Because I really don't look 59. Do I look 59, Joe?
No, you don't look 59, Phil.
Thank you. All right, here is Tartable against Boughton. And he takes a pitch low, ball one.
Gonna let me finish that sentence?
No, I'm afraid to. Fastball is fouled, back on the screen. 1-1. One ball, one strike. The Yankees leading 2-1 in the top of the seventh. Changeup fouled at the plate. Nobody out, nobody on. There's another foul back on the screen. And the Red Sox will have another pitcher coming on for the bottom of the seventh inning. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Changeup is low and the count's even at 2-2. Each team with 7 base hits. Boughton's 2-2 pitch, line to right field. Whitaker coming on, can't get it. Boy, he was lucky to get it on one hop. He almost hit him right in the face. The ball skipped off the grass. Whitaker had ideas of a shoestring catch. And Tartable comes up with a pinch hit single to right field, hit number 8 for the Red Sox. And here is Reggie Smith, who's 1 for 3. He flied to center twice and single to right field. He has scored the Red Sox only run in the ball game. Tartable can fly, and he's got a good lead at first base. Egan holding him on. The stretch by Boughton. Reggie Smith bunts foul down the first base line. And this Smith can run. He's looking down at Billy Gardner, coaching at third. Jim Boughton on the mound. Boyer is way in at third base. Stretch by Boughton. Smith bunts to first base. Good bunt. Hegan has to go to Richardson covering just in time to get Smith moving to second easily. Tartable. That's a sacrifice. Play goes 3-4. And it brings up Joey Foy, who is 2 for 3. Singled in the first, popped to short in the third, and doubled in the 5th inning. Foy drove in Reggie Smith in the 5th inning. Foy's got 63 runs batted in. It's a lot of RBIs for an infielder. Tartable at second with 1 out. Boughton's pitch is a check swing fly ball in short right center, and it drops in for a hit. And Tartable is held at third base as Pepitone makes a fine throw in. Foy was trying to check his swing and dumped a single in a short center field. But Tartable had to wait because it looked like Pepitone might catch the ball, could not score. So now the Red Sox threatening with runners at first and third and 1 out. The Yankees leading 2-1. Bryan goes out to talk with Boughton. And the batter will be Carl Yastrzemski. It's twice fly to left and 1 single. 1 for 3. Having a long talk. Now Bryan comes back to the catcher's box. And Ralph Houck is coming out of the Yankee dugout. Ralph Houck going out to the mound. And that could have been the reason why Bryan stayed out there so long. Get somebody heated up in the Yankee bullpen. Bowden tries, most of the times unsuccessfully, when Houck wants to take him out of a game, to try and talk his way into remaining in the game. We'll have to wait and see what happens. And Houck signals for a left-hander in the Yankee bullpen. The only one I can think of right now is Steve Hamilton. And that's who it is. Big Steve coming in from the bullpen. Bowden worked 6 1/3 innings. Allowed 9 hits. He did not walk anybody. That's what kept him out of a lot of jams, because he did give up 9 hits. He struck out 4 and has been charged with 1 run so far. The Dodgers failed to score in the top of the 8th. Remember, Kenny Holtzman was working on a no-hitter for 7 innings. So at the end of 7 1/2, the Cubs lead 2-0. So Bowden will leave, and Hamilton would come on. We're checking to see if Holtzman is still working on a no-hitter. And I guess Sandy Koufax might be due to have one of them thrown against him, Joe. He's pitched quite a few in his day.
Yeah, he's pitched them, and I tell you, if you're going to pick a day to pitch a no-hitter, he would be the guy most likely you like to pitch one against.
That's right.
Because that's going to go down in history. This Koufax has been the sure thing for the Dodgers, and he is usually, as you say, the author of one. But this young Holtzman, I tell you, he's been a real tremendous pitcher for these Cubs. You know, he's the kid that goes to school during the week, pitches on weekends, and he's just I think he's 20 or 21 years old. And I'll tell you, DeRoche, I was talking about it before when they put your birthday notice up there. He has developed a lot of young ball players over there. And they're in last place, but he's got some real comers.
Kid Ferguson Jenkins yesterday. And Holtzman still has a no-hitter after 7 1/2 innings, so he's got 3 men between himself and immortality, shall we say. And there it goes. Dick Schofield, who's been playing great ball for the Dodgers, got a base hit. And so he does not have a no-hitter anymore, but they're still leading 2-0.
You jinxed him, Phil.
Yes, I did. In my big mouth.
Are you kidding?
Yastrzemski the batter with runners at first and third. The Yankees leading 2-1. Hamilton's pitch is a curve popped up near the stands. Hegan's going to have a shot at this one and makes the catch. So on the first pitch, Yastrzemski fouls out to Hegan.
Phil, there's that play I've seen pull with man on first and third where the fellow on second breaks for second. As soon as the foul ball is caught, he goes to second base. And there's nothing that the fella can do because the man at third is watching. If he goes to second, this guy breaks. And if he runs in, but you have to anticipate the play. It's a play that
I see what you mean. You mean it's like a planned play.
Eddie Stanky was the first one. With men on first and third, less than 2 outs, the foul ball hit down the line, the first base line. The man at first base breaks for second right now. And there lies a decision for the fellow who caught the ball, the first baseman, most of the time. And, of course, the fellow at third, the base runner, he is alert to it. And as soon as he watches, and as soon as the man makes a move towards second base, zoom, he comes in. And, of course, if the fellow anticipates the play, he's going to watch both base runners. And the way it usually ends up, you got second and third and 2 outs.
That's a pretty clever play, and I know Lenny Green at third had a pretty good lead, so if that Hegan did throw to second, he'd have made it.
It's a play that you have to think about, and when it happens, I tell you, you say, why haven't I thought about it before? But it can't be an ad-lib type play. It's a play you have to talk about, and you have to have it in your mind. And I know the first time I saw it, I thought, well, why don't he throw it? And I thought to myself, well, if he throws it, the guy on third's going to come in. And if he holds it, the guy's going to go from first to second, and you got second and third. So it's one of those plays
that... Tough play, and in a close ball game like this, it's quite a decision, because if he lets the guy go to second, it's the potential go-ahead run at second base. A single scores 2. And then again, you got to think, as you said, if he throws to second, that guy at third got any kind of a lead, he's going to make it.
He's watching, and as soon as he throws, he's going to break to the plate. It's really got to be handled quickly and cleanly.
And this is New York Yankee baseball. Right now, let's pause for station identification.
An exclusive Farbstein-Weiss debate on radio tomorrow night at 8:10. This is WCBS and WCBS-FM, New York.
At third base is Tartable. I had him mixed up with Lenny Green there for a moment. But he can fly. He pinch hit a single in this inning. And right now, Hal Renniff is coming on to relieve Steve Hamilton. Ralph Houck wanted him for just that one man, the left-hand hitter Yastrzemski. Hamilton did his job, got Yastrzemski to foul out. And now with the right-hander Canigliaro up, Hal Renniff comes on. Canigliaro is 1 for 3. Fly to right in the first, struck out in the fourth, single to left in the sixth. The Yankees still leading 2-1. 2 out and 2 on in the top of the seventh. The stretch by Renniff. His pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. Renniff ready again. Outside. 1-1. Well, the Senators won their first game for Twin Bill with the White Sox 6-4. Runners leading off first and third. Curve way low and outside. Nice play by Bryan. He backhanded it. 2 balls and a strike. Renniff stretches. Pitch is hit high in the air. Bobby Mercer, the shortstop, under it, and makes the catch. So the Yankee relief pitchers did their job. For the Red Sox, no runs, 2 hits, no Yankee errors, 2 men left, and at the end of 6 1/2, the Yankees 2 and the Red Sox 1.
For the Red Sox, number 26,
John Wyatt is on the mound now for Kansas City, for the Boston Red Sox. He left Kansas City some time ago. He's the 3rd Red Sox pitcher of the afternoon. Hank Fisher started, worked 4 innings. Rollie Sheldon worked 2 innings, didn't give up any runs. And now John Wyatt, making his 60th appearance of the year. He's won 3 and lost 7. The first man he faces, Mike Hegan, takes a strike on the inside corner. Mike's had a rough day, been up 3 times, struck out all 3 times. Yankees lead 2-1, bottom of the 7th. Low and inside, 1-1. Roberto Clemente homered in the 6th inning, and it's now Atlanta 3, the Pirates 1 at the end of 5 1/2. What a year that Clemente's having. I'll tell you, when they go to pick the MVP in that National League, he certainly has to be considered right up there with anybody. Pitch is high, 2 balls and a strike. Wyatt winds. The pitch is fouled back off the screen. 2-2. On deck, Bobby Richardson. Wyatt's pitch, low and inside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Full count on Mike Hegan. Here's the payoff pitch. A down the left field line and curves foul into the seats. Yastrzemski didn't have a chance to catch up to that one. Still 3-2 on Mike Hegan. Again, the 3-2 pitch. High and outside, ball 4. Hegan gets a base on balls. It brings up Bobby Richardson. Bobby line to right, line to left, and single to left center. Final score of that ball game, the Cubs beat the Dodgers 2-1. Kenny Holtzman beating Sandy Koufax. Bobby bunts foul at the plate. Well, there'll be a big sigh of relief from Pittsburgh when they see that final score.
Oh, no, they never look at the scoreboard. They just play their game.
They're full of baloney, too.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. We used to sit in that bullpen with transistors on trying to get it.
1 strike on Richardson. Nobody out. Stretched by Wyatt. The pitch is low, 1-1.
I think that line and the other one about we play them one at a time.
Yeah.
That's the one that gets you.
Managers have a lot of those stock answers. They got to use them, though, because they get the same questions asked to them day in and day out by the reporters. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Egan's going. The ball is popped into short center field. Smith coming on. He's got it. The throw to first base. And not quite in time as Scott had a leap for it. That Smith has got some arm in center field. It was the hit and run. And it almost worked. 1 away, and here's Mercer. Bobby walked in the first, fly to right in the third, single to right in the fifth. Egan at first with 1 out. Yankees 2 and the Red Sox 1 in the bottom of the 7th. Wyatt's pitch is high, ball 1. Egan leading off first. Fastball is outside, ball 2. On deck, Joe Pepitone. Throw to first. Hegan is back. The Eagles beat the Giants 35-17 in Philadelphia today. Next pitch is a strike to Mercer. 2 balls, 1 strike. Egan leading away. Mercer takes a pitch low, ball 3, 3-1. Both Mercer and Hegan looking at Crissetti over at third. 3-1, a good time to run. The stretch. The pitch, swing and a miss, and Hegan did not go. It's 3-2. Wyatt ready for the payoff pitch. Hegan goes. The ball is bounced. A base hit to right field. So he will easily go to third base. Hegan is at third. Mercer is at first. With one out, and the batter is Pepitone. First hit off Wyatt. The Yankees leading 2-1. Now Tillman's going out to talk with John Wyatt. Hegan got a good jump, and when the ball went through between first and second, he coasted into third base. So the Red Sox infield shortens up a little bit. They can either go for the play at the plate or the double play. Mercer leads off first, Hegan off third. The stretch by Wyatt. The pitch to Pepitone. Swing and a miss, strike one. Tommy Tresh on deck. Wyatt taking plenty of time. Gets set on the mound. The pitch is hit in the air to center field. This will be deep enough to score a run. Hegan tags. Smith makes the catch. The throw is cut off by Scott. And Pepitone hits a sacrifice fly to center field, driving in Hegan, and the Yankees lead 3-1. That'll bring up Tresh as Mercer remained at first base. Tommy struck out, single to right, and bounced to second. Two out. Swing and a miss, strike one. On deck, Steve Whitaker. Wyatt ready. Fastball is low. 1 ball, 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike, 2 out. The pitch, it's a strike. He started a swing, checked it, and held up. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Yankees 3 and the Red Sox 1. John Wyatt gets the sign from Tillman. Here's the stretch. The runner's going, swing and a miss, strike 3. He struck him out. But the Yankees pick up a run on 1 hit. No Red Sox errors and 1 man left. And at the end of 7, it's the Yankees 3 and the Red Sox 1.
Say, remember back when we started telling you about your Flying A dealer super winner check? It's hard to believe, but it's going to end. Only 5 days left, September 30th. Here is George Scott to lead it off. Cubs beat the Dodgers 2-1, a two-hitter by Holtzman. Cubs only made 4 hits off Koufax. He is 25-9. Holtzman the winner. And Holtzman had a no-hit, no-run game up until the 9th inning when Schofield broke it. With a base hit, and they scored a run. Houston 3 and San Francisco 2 at the end of 2, bowling against Durker. And here's the pitch to Scott, a looping fly ball down the right field line, a fair ball, and it bounces into the stands. It's a ground rule double. Pittsburgh and Atlanta 3, Pittsburgh 1. Aaron and Jones home runs for Atlanta. Aaron's nobody on his 41st. Jones with 1 man on. Clemente hit 1 for the Pirates for their score. Scott is on with a double as it hit the chalk line and bounced into the stands. And he's on at second base. Hal Reniff now against Rico Petrocelli. Petrocelli flying to center field in the 2nd inning, flying to left in the 4th, was safe on an air in the 6th. Nobody out. New York leading 3-1. Reniff checks the runner. Delivers. Swung on and missed, strike 1. Final football score on the scoreboard. Eagles 35, Giants 17. A lot of sports on this Sunday afternoon. Football. Baseball. Right here it's 3-1. Yankees lead, top of the 8th, nobody out. Here's the pitch. Swung on, bouncing ball to Boyer, looks the runner back, fires across to Hegan in time to get Petrocelli. There's 1 out. Brings up Mike Andrews, credited with the sacrifice in the 2nd inning, fouled out in the 4th, and then flying to center field in the 6th. Reniff delivers. Swung on and foul back. Strike 1. Andrews, right-handed batter. Holtzman and the Cubs defeated the Los Angeles Dodgers in Koufax 2-1. Pittsburgh trading Atlanta 3-1. They're in the 6th inning. Time call now. Roar you heard go up. And the reason for the time being called, the ball is stuck in the screen. One of the youngsters tried to pull it through and lost his grip, and it fell on the field. And that can always get interesting. 2 baseballs in play. Reniff delivers. Swung on, a fly ball, short center field. Pepitone comes in. He's there, makes the catch. And there are 2 away, and here is Bob Tillman. All the years I've been around baseball, I only saw that one time in Chicago, Cardinals and the Cubs. Catcher reached back after missing the ball, asked for a new ball, the umpire put one in his hand. Threw to second base. And boy, both benches emptied out. It was really something. It was Keystone Cops Day at the ballpark. Yankees lead 3-1, 2 outs. Scott will lead at second. Tillman waits. The pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 1. Tillman was out on strikes in the 2nd inning. Single to left in the 5th. And flying to right in the 6th. The on-deck hitter, John Wyatt. Yankees lead by 2. 3-1's the score. 1 strike pitch. Hangs inside, bounces away. Scott's going to try for third. Here's the throw. They got a chance. They got him, and Boyer may be hurt. Boyer may be hurt as Scott went crashing into him. Boyer's holding his left elbow. Scott is out. And Boyer may be hurt. He is coming off the field under his own power. Joe Sori's waiting for him. And Reniff, Richardson, Mercer, all talking to him. Scott went crashing in, trying to make third base on the short pass ball. The throw from Bryan to Boyer got Scott. Retires aside, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left. The score at the end of 7.5. Yankees 3 and the Red Sox 1. Boyer is walking off his own power. He may not come out to play the 9th inning, though. the way he walked off. He doesn't appear to be hurt seriously, but Big Scott went crashing into him. He was undecided. He was at second base, and on the short pass ball, he took 3 steps and stopped, and then when he saw it was a little bit further, and the first glance that he got, he broke for third. Brian's throw was right on the money. And when Boyer put the tag on him, that's a lot of man to tag, and he went crashing into Boyer. And Boyer was able to hold the ball, but walked off holding his left elbow. And we'll certainly pass on any details about the injury as soon as we get them. So it's a 3-1 ball game as we go into the bottom half of the 8th inning here. It'll be Whitaker, Bryan, and Boyer schedule a hit. And we'll just have to wait and see and wait until we get word. The short pass ball, when it goes off to the side, I tell you, it's a tempting thing. You think you can make it, and once you start, forget about it. So Steve Whitaker will lead it off, and Bill Bryan has come out in the on-deck circle. Here we go. Wyatt gets a sign. And now delivers. It's a strike. Fastball, it caught the inside corner. John Wyatt. Well, they accuse this fellow of having a funny pitch. Some fellows say it's a Vaseline ball. 1 strike pitch, inside, 1-1. John Wyatt does nothing to discourage it. He says, I don't throw it, but he grins and laughs when he says it. And the threat is there. Between the Vaseline pitch, the detergent ball, plain old-fashioned spitball. 1-1 pitch, swung on, up the middle, a base hit for Whitaker. He drilled one right back up the middle. Ground single to center field. Bryan is the hitter. Boyer hasn't made a move into the on-deck circle, and it looks like it was Roy White or Horace Clark. Can't really see. Somebody's at the bat rack. It's going to be Roy White. Bryan is the hitter right now. White will be the hitter for Boyer. He has come out. Bryan hit a big home run in the second inning. Struck out and bounced out, first baseman unassisted. Swung on, it's popped up in the infield. Mike Andrews and George Scott. Scott waving his hands. Makes the catch right at the second base spot. Bryan pops to Scott. 1 away. Whitaker remains at first, and here is Roy White. Roy White will be the batter for Clete Boyer. Boyer walked off the field holding his left elbow. White will be batting left-handed against John Wyatt. Yankees lead 3-1. We're in the bottom of the 8th. The Yankees scored 2 runs in the second inning, back-to-back home runs by Whitaker and Bryan. Scored a run in the 7th inning. Walk to Hegan, base hit by Mercer, and a sacrifice fly by Pepitone. Red Sox scored their run in the 5th. Single by Smith. Went to second on the air, scored on a double by Foy. Fastball is outside, and it's ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. On Roy White. 1 man out. Wyatt delivers, swung on, a fly ball, center field. Reggie Smith has plenty of room, waiting. He's there, makes the catch. White flies to Reggie Smith in center field. So there are 2 away, and here is Hal Reniff. And you would have to say a good hitting pitcher. Reniff hasn't been up that much, but the times he has been up there, he's got a 308 average, 4 for 13. He has driven in 2 runs. St. Louis Cardinals defeated the Cleveland Browns 34-28. Wyatt delivers, swung on and missed by Rennick. St. Louis 34, Cleveland 28. Wyatt at the belt, delivers to Rennick. Outside, it's 1-1. The report has just come up on Boyer. Don Seeger has reported that Boyer has a bruised left thumb and a jammed left thumb and a bruised forearm. Here's a 1-1 pitch. It's inside, and it's ball 2. So, boy, it didn't take much to find out what was wrong with Boyer once that big Scott crashed into him. Jammed thumb and a bruised forearm. Two balls and 1 strike. Here's a pitch. Swung on and fouled right back here. Two balls and 2 strikes. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Rennick against Wyatt. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 is called. And so that retires the side. At the end of 8, it's the Yankees 3 and the Boston Red Sox 1. And right now, there's going to be a salute to Bobby Richardson. On the scoreboard, it says, "So long, Bobby Richardson. Thanks and all the best." Listen to Bob Shepard. Bobby Richardson being saluted by the fans here. So long, Bobby Richardson. Frank Ferraro is gone in to play third base for the Yankees. Here in the top of the 9th, it'll be Bob Tillman to lead it off. Yankees lead 3-1. This is New York Yankee baseball. Let's pause for station identification.
Pat Summerall sits in for vacationing Jack Sterling tomorrow morning till 10 a.m. This is WCBS and WCBS-FM, New York.
Bob Tillman will lead it off here. Top of the 9th inning, Yankees leading 3-1. Bobby Richardson at second base, and as he took the field, the crowd here all applauding. Here's a pitch, swung on, a ground ball. Mercer can't get it. It's in the center field for a base hit. A standing ovation for Richardson as he plays his last game here at home for the Yankees. Tillman is on for the Boston Red Sox, and Dalton Jones will be the pinch hitter for the Red Sox. This guy's been a tough pinch hitter against the Yankees. Left-handed batter. Dalton Jones. Rennick gets his sign. Delivers. Swung on and missed. Strike 1, a breaking ball. Swung on and fouled, out of play. The attendance today, 16,467. 2 strikes. Reniff at the belt. Delivers. Swung on and tapped foul. 2 strikes to count. Nobody out. On at first base, Bob Tillman. The pinch hitter is Dalton Jones. Reniff at the belt. Delivers. Swung on, a bouncing ball. Richardson will have to make the play. Flips to second base in time to get Tillman. That was a tough play to figure out. It was a slow hit ball. It looked like the only play that Richardson would have would be the first base. Tillman stopped in front of Richardson trying to screen him. And by stopping, he not only didn't accomplish what he started out to do, screen Richardson, he beat himself out of a play because Bobby caught the ball, flipped to second base, and they had the force. So, Dalton Jones is on, the double play is still in order, and here is Reggie Smith. Swung on and foul back. Well, happy birthday to Phil Rizzuto from Senator Ford. And that must stir a lot of memories for radio fans, Senator Ford. Boy, I'll tell you, when they get you at that Lambs Club, they really do a job on you. Here's the pitch. It's outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. I'd like to see him roast that Rizzuto. That would be something. I think I'm going to demand equal time between that Ford and Walden. They got me last year. Get that Rizzuto. Here's a pitch. It's high. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. 1 man out. Yankees 3 and the Red Sox 1. Reggie Smith. Smith is 1 base hit. Swings and fouls 1 back. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Smith flied to center in the first, again in the third. Safe. Well, actually, he singled and he went to second as Whitaker couldn't come up with a base hit, and then they sacrificed in the 7th inning. So he's 1 for 3. It's a good-looking young ball player, switch hitter. Good, crisp, compact swing. Reniff with the 2-2 pitch. Swung on. Double play ball to Richardson. To Mercer. 1 out. Back to first. It is not in time as the throw pulled Hegan off the bag. Mercer came flashing across the bag at shortstop. He threw a bit off balance. His throw was to the infield side of the bag, and Hegan had to leave the bag to keep it from getting past. And so it goes as a force out. 2 away. And here is Joe Foy. Foy, big afternoon here. He's 3 for 4. A single in the first, a double in the 5th, and a single in the 7th. Swings and he misses, and it's strike 1, and he was going for downtown. Cubs beat the Dodgers 2-1. Atlanta leading Pittsburgh 3-1 in the 7th inning. 1 strike pitch is swung on and tapped foul. Billy Gardner, third base coach, comes up with it. Holtzman beat Koufax. Chicago over Los Angeles. Aaron and Jones have home runs for Atlanta for their 3 runs, and Clemente hit 1 for the Pirates. And Oliva has just hit 1 in the 9th inning for Minnesota. And the Twins beat the Detroit Tigers 1-0, and Jim Cott is 25-11. Here's the pitch. It's low. Quick throw to first, but Smith is back. Green Bay 24, Los Angeles 13. That's a final football score. Reniff gets his sign. 2 men out. Smith leads off first. Here's a pitch. Swung on, line drive. Foul on a left field line. High curveball. You know, Koufax is 25-9, and his Cott is 25-11. And I tell you, he was hooked up 0-0, and Tony Oliva, the home run, wins it. Here's a pitch. Foul ball. Hit off the end of the bat. Len Oakley, the first base coach, comes up with it. So Joe Foy has tried out both coaches. Kansas City leads Cleveland 1-0. The White Sox lost to Washington 6-4. Lyons the winner. Bazart was the loser. Buford and King had home runs. The Mets lead Cincinnati 7-4 at the end of 8. We'll give you a rundown at the end of this ball game. 1-2 pitch. Inside, and it's 2-2. I'll tell you, that ticker, boy, it's really been busy between the football scores. And the name Gogolak has been on that ticker all afternoon. Two balls. Wow, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. It's popped up in the shallow center field. Richardson's going out. Mercer's going out, and Mercer makes the play, and that's it. Mercer cut in front of Richardson, took the pop fly, hit by Joe Foy. That retires his side, ends the ball game, and the Yankees defeat the Boston Red Sox. The final score, New York 3, Boston 1. Well, it looked like Bobby Richardson was going to make the last put out of the last home game here at Yankee Stadium. But Bobby Mercer, the aggressive young shortstop, is cut in front of him, made the play, and that ends the ball game with the Yankees defeating the Boston Red Sox by the score of 3-1. And on the scoreboard it says, "Thank you, fans, for your support this year and every year." Yankees with Boughton the winner. His record 3-8. Fisher was the loser, 2-3. The last home game of the 1966 season. And the Yankees defeat the Boston Red Sox by the score of 3-1. And the youngsters, of course, as always, after every ball game, pouring on the field as they run around and dream about the day they're going to be a big leaguer. Yankees defeat the Red Sox 3-1 here. The line score for the New York Yankees, it was 3 runs, 9 hits, and 3 errors. The Red Sox, 1 run, 11 hits, and no errors. The winning pitcher, Boughton, 3-8. The loser, Fisher, 2-3. The Yankees scored their 2 runs, broke out in front in the second inning when Whitaker and Bryan hit back-to-back home runs to make it 2-0. It was 2-1 when the Red Sox scored a run in the 5th inning. After 2 were out, Reggie Smith singled to right when Whitaker couldn't come up with the ball. Smith took second and scored on a double by Foy. And that was the extent of the Red Sox scoring, although there was a big threat in the 7th inning, and Hamilton and Reniff came on to stop it and save it for Jim Boughton. The 3rd Yankee run was scored in the 7th inning on a walk by Hegan, and after Richardson flied to center, Mercer singled to right. It was 1st and 3rd, and Pepitone hit a sacrifice fly to center field to drive in Hegan. So that was it. The Yankees 3 runs, 9 hits, and 3 errors. Red Sox 1 run, 11 hits, and no errors. Boughton the winner, 3-8. Fisher the loser, 2-3. We'll take a look at the scoreboard now. Baltimore's at California in a night game. Washington beat the White Sox 6-4 with the winning pitcher Lyons. The loser was Bazart. Buford had a home run in the 2nd with 1 on. King had 1 in the 1st with 1 man on. Chicago will use Clages in the 2nd game. Moore is the pitcher for Washington. Kansas City 1 and Cleveland 0 in the bottom of the 4th. Hargan against Nash. And Oliva's home run in the 9th inning won it for the Detroit Tigers 1-0. Detroit only 4 hits off Jim Cott, who was now 25-11. Wilson is the tough luck loser. He allowed 6 hits, but that big bomb by Oliva made him the loser. His record is now 18-11. I think that's the 3rd time he has tried for number 19. The New York Mets lead the Cincinnati Reds 7-4 at the end of 8. Fisher for the Mets, O'Toole, Notteboard, Osteen, and Zanny all working for Cincinnati. That's the first of a doubleheader. And they're in extra innings over at Philadelphia. It's the Cardinals 3 and the Phillies 3. Cardinals were leading 3-2, but the Phillies tied it up in the bottom of the ninth. It's Woodishik against Buell, and Allen had a home run in the fourth. Nobody on, his 40th of the year. In the big ball game over at Chicago's Wrigley Field, Holtzman had a no-hitter as he went into the ninth inning. Dick Schofield broke up the no-hitter with a single. Dodgers went on to score 1 run, but the Cubs had scored 2 in the bottom half of the first, and Holtzman made it hold up for the Cubs as they defeated the Dodgers and Sandy Koufax 2-1. 2 runs, only 4 hits, no errors for Chicago. 1 run, 2 hits, and 1 error for the Dodgers. Koufax, the loser, 25-9. Holtzman was the winner. And at the end of 7 innings, it's the Atlanta Braves 3, the Pittsburgh Pirates 1. Odell has replaced Sisk. Kelly is working for Atlanta. Clemente hit a home run in the 6th with the only Pirate score so far. And Aaron hit 1 in the 4th with nobody on, his 41st of the year. Jones had 1 in the 4th with 1 on when Atlanta scored their 3 runs. So it's the Braves 3, Pittsburgh 1 at the end of 7. And the Cubs beat the Dodgers 2-1. The Giants are trailing Houston 3-2 at the end of 3, bowling against Durker. And that's a look at the scoreboard. Once again here, the Yankees defeated the Boston Red Sox by the score of 3-1. And that concludes the season, the baseball season here at Yankee Stadium, this 3-1 win. And as you look out at that field, it's kind of a sad sight at that. Youngsters are running all over, but you know you're not going to see this anymore for 1966. And once again, certainly Bobby Richardson, we wish him the best, as this will be the last game he plays as a Yankee here at Yankee Stadium. This program is authorized under rights granted by the New York Yankees solely for the entertainment of our audience, and any publication, reproduction, or other use of the descriptions and accounts of this game without the express consent of the New York Yankees is prohibited. Today's Yankee baseball broadcast has been brought to you direct from Yankee Stadium by courtesy of Ballantine Beer. Ballantine's got the flavor that says, hey friend, do it again. Ballantine Beer. It tastes so smooth and easy going down. Today's Ballantine Beer, big and bright, crisp and light. Today's Ballantine is the greatest ever. And by courtesy of the Tidewater Oil Company and your neighborhood Flying A service station dealers. The men who worry your car troubles away. Only time they don't worry is when they're pumping new hydrogen-treated Flying A gasoline. It's already been worried to perfection. At Flying A, when it comes to your car, ooh, do we worry. Once again, the final score here, Yankees 3 and the Boston Red Sox 1. Now, our next Yankee baseball broadcast will see the Yankees facing the Washington Senators from District of Columbia Stadium at 8 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time on Tuesday night. And so far, Phil Rizzuto, Jerry Coleman, Red Barber, Joe Cooper, Bill Kane, our whole crew, this is Joe Garagiola, hoping you'll join us on Tuesday night for more New York Yankee baseball.